It's the Samsung Galaxy Fold 5 after a year of use as it comes up on the birthday, and we get the reveal of the Galaxy Fold 6 coming a little later next week. We can take a look back and see why I think overall the Fold 5 did win this cycle as the best large foldable, especially here in the United States. But it wasn't because it did anything particularly well. It wasn't because it was outstanding in any particular area or category. And a link in the description, by the way. I do think the Fold 6 is going to be more exciting, but incrementally so, for reasons that we'll talk about. It does help the channel, by the way, and you save yourself an extra $50 if you use that link. So I think of the Fold 5 kind of like the way I think of McDonald's. You know, when you go to McDonald's, it's consistent. They do everything good enough, well enough. You're not getting anything really outstanding there. To me, if you want a burger, you go to Burger King, get the flame-broiled Whopper there. If you want a chicken sandwich, and perhaps even the Alaskan cod, as people keep telling me, you go to Wendy's. But if you want something that's consistent across the board, you want a little something of everything, you don't know what you want, you wind up going to McDonald's. And similarly, I think that the Fold 5 does the same thing. It doesn't have the multitasking of the OnePlus Open or the anti-glare display or a layer or anything like that. It doesn't have the fantastic outer display experience of the Pixel Fold, but it does everything else well enough that you kind of understand the experience you're going to get with One UI. You understand the hardware experience you're going to get here. If you're spending $1,800 on a device, a lot of times you want a little security. You want a little boring. Nobody wants to admit that we want something that's boring. But if you're spending $1,800, boring and works well and holds up over time are not things that you exactly shy away from. And that's what, it's not flashy. There's no outstanding spec here, but that's kind of what the Fold 5 offered us the last year, and that's why I think overall it was still the best choice for a lot of people. I loved a lot of what the OnePlus Open did, but there were some hardware concerns there. There were a lot of returns for certain things or whatever. Over time, Oxygen OS, whatever, this is a known quantity. And when you're talking that amount of money, that's what you're going to want here. And, as much as I jumped up and down, and a lot of people do, we all do it. We want kind of a bigger swing from the Galaxy Fold 6. We want to be able to, there were those early leaks early on with this thing saying, we got there's going to be a pen or a stylus inside the device. It's going to be huge. It's going to be like those Vivo devices where you have the outside of it and all the rest of it. And then we got the leaks recently, and we did the video a couple weeks ago saying how the leaks kind of came in well short of that. We're getting kind of a flatter frame to the device. It might be a little bit larger because they're going to save a little bit of space on the outer display by the hinge here to make it another couple millimeters larger. And don't poo-poo that. When the Fold 5 got those couple extra millimeters on the outer display, to me it really changed the device. The Fold 2 and the Fold 3 were way too thin and tall on those outer displays. It was very tough for me with larger thumbs to get through an entire day on just the outer display. And while, I understand you buy a foldable to open it up, you still want to be able to do stuff. You need to be able to do stuff one-handed. You need to be able to, quick glance at something in a car or in an elevator or something like that. You're holding something, a bag. You don't always have the ability to kind of open it up and get that two-handed experience of the inner display. So the outer display experience matters. So when they did that with the Fold 4, it helped it along a little bit. We were able to get, it was much more room for my thumbs. It was a much more comfortable experience. The scrolling felt better. I didn't feel like I was being ripped off on the outer display experience. So if they're able to give us a couple more millimeters there, I think it helps that all the more. You're going to feel a lot better about your outer display experience on the Fold 6. But they really can't, Samsung really couldn't take that huge swing. And as much as, it's like A Few Good Men. You want me on that wall, you need me on that wall. As much as we kind of look down on Samsung and we're disappointed by the lack of innovation at this point, part of us kind of wants them to release that device that we know is going to be that consistent McDonald's at $1,800. Part of us, there's plenty of us that are going to buy the next OnePlus Open when it comes out in the fall. There are plenty of us that are going to buy the Pixel Fold 2 or the Pixel Fold Pro, whatever they call it, when that releases. And some of these overseas foldables as well, there are plenty of us that could go with that. But there is going to be a segment of people who want the tried and true, who want to know the experience that they're going to get with their foldable. And I think that the Fold 6, as kind of disappointed that that Samsung didn't take a huge swing on that device, there's going to be a segment of the population of the buying public that's okay with that, that's actually comfortable with that, and actually quietly happy that Samsung took that track. with the Fold 6. So I am looking forward to it. Like I said, link in the description. Save yourself $50, and you get those accessories and all the rest of it, whatever it is, by using that link. And I'm looking forward to it. Every year I do look forward to the Fold. I was getting a little tired of it with the Fold 2. I did not like the outer display experience. I think that definitely had a change. And I didn't even like the taller outer display experience led to kind of a wonkier inner display experience. I didn't love it. To me, when they went to the Fold 4, and they kind of went to this form factor, and they made those slight changes. They made a little squatter device, not a lot. We're not talking Pixel Fold squat on the front display, but they changed the dynamics enough of the thing to change the aspect ratio a little bit, or the dimensions inside, to make landscape, when you open it up, that much more enjoyable. Those are the types of things that I think it really changed for me, the Fold, and that is going to continue with the Fold 6. And then, of course, there's the software. There's One UI. Not the exciting, overwhelming, open canvas that you have 3 apps open at once and jiggling it all around, back and forth. You could do that. You could have, obviously, 4 apps or whatever. You go nuts and have a floating screen. You don't want to do that. But it's the experience of being able to swipe through all of them that Open Canvas gives us that makes it kind of exciting. So you wish that there was something there, but at the same time, One UI is the most reliable, at least in my mind, Android skin out there on the market. They offer the best support. Monthly patches are fine. Very rarely do you find that they break something. Occasionally something breaks loose here and there, but it's not like Pixel where you do an update and you're crossing your fingers hoping that your Bluetooth or your Wi-Fi works after the update. So it's nothing drastic like that. I think overall you're going to be pleased with your Fold 6 experience. If you're somebody who this is your first Fold, the Samsung is going to be the most reliable and safe choice for you as well. Those are all things to take into account. And when you become the leader, right, everybody was trying to knock off Apple for the longest, and everybody was trying to knock off whoever else, and it was HTC for a while. Everybody comes out with things. And when you're the insurgent, when you're the OnePlus, when you're Google in this case on foldables, you can take bigger swings because you want to see what sticks to the wall. You want to see what gets you traction. You want to see what the marketplace responds to and what they don't. And then you kind of refine and go back and forth. Samsung doesn't really have that luxury. We talked about it with the S24 Ultra. If Samsung took a huge swing and risked losing their massive installed user base of people who look forward to these devices and upgrade every 2 or 3 years, that's a problem for them. They don't get to do that. So, in bowling, we have something like a benchmark ball, a ball that you go to kind of read what the lanes are doing, and you just know that ball, and you're comfortable with that ball and all the rest of it. Same thing here. Samsung is now the benchmark Android, whether you like it or not. And whether you want to throw insults at it, saying, well, that makes it like Apple, and there's no different from Apple, and they're all worried about the bottom line, they're not worried about what, fine. It's business, it's the universe, it's reality. We live on this planet, so this is what you have. And I think that we lose track of that sometimes, myself included. I would love them to take a big swing on this. I'd love to have basically just 2 S24 Ultras sandwiched together and open them up. But I understand for a lot of people that's impractical. I understand, but a lot of people don't want that, a huge, basically, tablet device. They'll carry around a tablet at that point. So this is the best compromise device for a lot of people who want a foldable, who want it to be reliable, who don't need it to be outsized on the outside, on the inside, or whatever else. They just want a nice enough experience on the outer display, but a reliable experience and, kind of a consistent experience on the inner display with the good software, with app pairs, Google. Didn't have to wait to Android 15 for app pairs on your Samsung, did you? 2017 app pairs. Okay. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have a delicious day.